afternoon, and we're back at Salford Lads Club, live at the Lads Club as the show is called, and we've got a hopefully fun, action-packed show for you. And before I introduce you to the guests, I'd like to thank a few people and plug a few people's products, shall we say. I've got to say a big thanks to Lynn Cullen and Griffiths. She made a doll of me the other day. It's really funny actually. It's Salford Lads Club ham and my duffel coat, and she's got some hair-raising gifts for us. We said we'd call Friday, and Carl wants a chocolate cake. Product placement over. Susan Ganaway, I'd like to mention Susan. She works at the NHS, she does a wonderful job, and she said she's a regular viewer. Beth Caroline Jackson, now she lives in Australia, but she's over visiting. She's like Judith Chalmers, she's just been in Barbados and all around the world trips, but she's asked to come here on Saturday, and rather foolishly, she's asked if I'd take her and show the delights of the Lads Club, which I'm happy to do. Ian Huff, Salford lad, lives in America, but he's just got a book coming out about Salford and the docks and rivalries, and he's going to come on the show and talk about that. I'd like to thank John Dixon. He gave me a nice coat at the weekend, so cheers, John. Finally, Mike Duff. It's not finally, I should say. Mike Duff, he was supposed to be on the show, but Marie's not too well, so he's doing the good thing by looking after her. So get well, Marie, and Mike Duff come on the show. My niece, who lives in Perth, outside Perth, I'd like to mention her. She works with, I think they would be indigenous natives, the Aborigines, but she does a lot of environmental stuff. She's saving forests and the rivers that are being polluted by big companies. She's a great girl, Francesca, and I'm very proud of her. So when you get back to England, come and see us. Rachel Humphreys McGarry, it's your birthday, and you hope you have a good one. This week, Carl and I, we visited St Augustine's Church in Pendlebury. We're doing a video for them. And if you haven't been, please call in. It's a virtual cathedral of a church. It's magnificent. And what we plan to do is make a video, give it them to sell, to raise funds for the church. And that way we book our tickets for heaven. Perhaps not. Tomorrow, Saturday, Beulah Park Mansion opens. That should be, I think it's £7-8 million, possibly more, they spent renovating it, which, you know, it's a treat. It's a jewel in Salford's crown, I think the word is, isn't it? And finally, Sam Kelly has asked me, she was on last week from the Victoria Theatre Group. She said she missed out one of the names of the directors of the Broughton Theatre Syndicate, Mr. Frank A. Gordon. And would we rectify that? His name apparently is on the foundation stone laid by Sir Henry Irving in 1899. I think that covers every angle. And oh yes, two more plugs. Sorry about this, Ronnie. I'll get these out of the way before we start. Phil Portis has just been in mithering me. Only joking, Phil. He's got a photographic exhibition coming on at the Height Library, 21st of April. So the 25th of July, it's all part of the Salford 100. It's photographs he took in 1977. Him and Steve Chapman, as I say. So that's it there. Plug number one. And the final one, for all you Morrissey fans and addicts, or whatever you call yourselves, the Queen is Dead album. Now, the 40th anniversary is coming up in June. And there's going to be special events at Salford Lads Club over the weekend of 13th and 14th of June. Stephen Wright is taking photographs. I'm not too sure if you can still book that, but he'll be here snapping away. Carl and I will be here snapping away, if that puts it off. So yeah, 40th anniversary of this LP, and I think that's enough plugs. We're not getting paid. There you go. Now here's our big guest. Ronnie Ellis, the delightful Ronnie Ellis from Salford Arts Theatre. Ronnie, you do so much for the community, and I'm so glad you've come on. Tell us a little bit about your background in the theatre.
I mean, I've been in the creative industry since I was 19, right. So, and weirdly, it's my birthday on Saturday. Plug me birthday, why not?
Yeah. This Saturday coming?
This Saturday coming, yeah. So, you know, I've been in the industry, since I was 19, and I shall be 54 on Saturday, so that gives you an idea of how many years. I started off as a dancer, actually, weirdly enough, and singing. And then as a mature student, went to Salford Uni and then drama school, East 15. So, yeah, East 15's linked to Salford in a strange way because Joan Littlewood, who was married to Ewan McCall, she was kind of part of the starting of East 15 back in the day. So, yeah, I finished there and then did lots of different things, from bits of TV, bits of theatre and education, facilitating, lots and lots of different things. So that's kind of my background with regards to kind of theatre and acting. And then we took over...
2007?
2007.
Salford Arts Theatre, this is. Kempsing Walk.
Yeah, so Salford Arts Theatre, me and Scott took over running the venue in 2007. One day we didn't have a theatre and the next day we did. It kind of like in simple terms, it kind of happened like that. So it's learning on the job, running a venue and all the things that come along with it.
So after 19 years, you've got it right?
I would say it's taken us 19 years to kind of feel like you kind of know what you're doing a little bit, as, for a small venue anyway. So, yeah.
I think I can't thank you, praise you enough. Because you do such a lot of work. I know a lot of people say, I've drove past that theatre on Liverpool Street. They put a production on every now and again. But it's not like that, is it? You're so involved with the community. Yeah,
so we do bits and bobs. I mean, the venue itself, it's completely independent, so we don't get any funding.
No.
So it's
Salford Council.
No, there's no funding that comes our way. Other than obviously in the last year we've had small pots of project funding, but actual funding for the building, we're completely independent. We don't get any funding. Resources are thin on the ground. So it is. We're trying our best to kind of like programme regular productions being on, but these things are costly and time and all those things. But we do a lot of community stuff now, and I feel like in the last year, like we've really forged some really beautiful relationships with the community. And over the last year, we've done some really great work, where people have come to activities and projects, doing creative writing, trying bits of acting, even having like things like group karaoke, so it doesn't feel like intimidating in a singing workshop. We do social Sundays. There's a craft group that we've supported the community to do, which is on a Wednesday, every other Wednesday at the moment. And we're trying to kind of build up on those community events and activities.
Are you well received in the community?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it takes time to build relationships up and actually for people to feel confident about, coming to activities. People get really, and I'm a bit like this, you get stuck in your ways and you get used to going to one place or being surrounded by, different people. So, the same people, I should say. So, it can be quite scary to try something new. But I think the feedback that we've had, is that people have find our venue warm and welcoming, and I think that's definitely a thing for us. Like it's
plus, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I've seen a few productions there over, not as many as I should. I saw the Ragged Trousered Philanthropist production.
Yeah,
I thought that was outstanding. That one. I saw the Concert for George.
Yeah.
That was, and Stephen Taylor. I have to mention him. He moans at me.
Yeah,
that was a great production, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just fantastic what you're doing. Now, this thing, is it Romsters? Tell me about that. Is it the children's acting group?
So, yes, I mean, when we first started, we took over, obviously, the acting classes that were there. At the time, there wasn't a class for 4 to 6 year olds. So I started Romsters Monsters, which is kind of an introduction to drama, using your imagination, creating stories, and all those things. We stopped that for a short time, but weirdly enough, we're kind of reinventing that again and reinventing our Young Actors Company. This year is the 50th year that the building.
Of course, Did it start on Nursery Street?
It started on, I think lots of other places. The last place before where Salford Arts Theatre is now was Nursery Street. So we're kind of reinventing our Young Actors Company. So it was called Salford Arts Theatre's Young Actors Company. And we're now moving forward after the Easter break as Salford Actors Studio. And we're bringing back Ronsters to make sure that we're filling that gap, you know, and giving opportunity for young children to get started using their imaginations, gaining confidence, and learning all those kind of social skills that go along with doing a creative activity.
Is it open to everyone in Salford?
It's open to anybody, yeah. It's absolutely open to anybody, yeah.
So what days is it open to?
So our Young Actors Company, which is obviously going to be the Salford Actors Studio, all the classes take place at the moment on a Saturday.
Saturday mornings?
Saturday from 10:30, it's going to be after, like I say, from the 18th of April, it's be from 10:30 to 3:30. And there's classes for, in the morning from 12 years upwards, then there's a 4 to 6 year old class, and then there's a class from 7 years.
Full day then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if your child's a budding thespian, come and see Ronnie.
Yeah.
You must have seen a lot of productions over the years at the Arts Theatre. Did you ever, it's not unfair to say, is it? It is unfair. A favourite production?
I mean, there's lots of different productions that I love. I can't say that like there's necessarily one production. If I'm really honest, what I have enjoyed doing is working with our young actors that are also very good writers as well, and I really enjoy supporting new writing.
Do you have the Sheila Delaney writing class there?
We have the Sheila Delaney Writing Award, which we put on hold last year because obviously it's quite a big thing for us, but it's really important for us to continue that legacy of Sheila Delaney, and the importance of children and young people knowing that they have the potential, to be part of the industry. So it's really important, the award. And we're doing it different this year. It's not going to be one specific award, and hopefully those details will be out in the coming months. Which
links us in nicely to your forthcoming production, A Taste of Funny.
Yes.
Let's give it a plug, Ronnie.
Yeah.
There you go.
A Taste of Funny's coming home, as I've been kind of been saying.
Tell them the dates.
Yeah, so it's the 27th to the 31st of May. Show starts at 7:30. On the Sunday, we're doing an earlier performance, so it'll be at 6 o'clock. We're hoping to have some other things going on as well around that. Again, that'll be kind of shared soon. But yeah, grab your tickets. Yeah. I've not done a huge amount of promotion yet, but I'm here obviously to have a bit of a chat about it. And tickets are selling pretty fast. People are really interested in the play. I think it's stood the test of time, of with the subject matter and all the things the stories that are in relationships, mother and daughters,
certain taboo subjects for the time, weren't there? Homosexuality, mixed race relationships.
Yeah. But I think if you really think about the time that the play was written, which was
early 60s, wasn't it?
50s. It was in the 50s. Yeah, it was in the 50s, and that was obviously you're coming out of the war and rationing, and then in the 60s, there was just a big change, wasn't there, and a really big shift happening at that time, which is why I personally think, like from a female perspective, like Sheila Delaney's like super important, for any children out there and any young people that want to write and get in this industry, about being bold and being brave about the subjects and the things that you write about and the themes. She was part of that cultural shift, and I say this all the time, and I might be a bit boring kind of repeating myself, but she was really part of a real cultural shift, and she was the only woman. Joe Orton was around at that time, and he was doing the same thing. Is about bringing different stories and stories about real life, real people, working class, and bringing that to our theatres. Where before that it was just posh people.
I know exactly what you mean.
So it is really, really. For me, she was really important, and she wasn't just about A Taste of Funny. People need to know that she wrote loads of radio stuff. She adapted, screenplays as well. So although A Taste of Funny is a super important play, she did lots and lots of other things as well.
And she's from Salford.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
I'm plugging it again. I bought tickets about a month ago for this production.
You did?
4 tickets, yeah.
Yeah. You were actually one of the first people to buy tickets.
Was I?
You were, yes.
Well, so you should, this is a great production. I keep banging on, but you should support your local arts and what you're doing. Actually, I can't praise it enough. So I'll be there. So why are you not there? Let's put it that way. Really looking forward to that. The bar, you've got a bar now, haven't you? And a garden a bit. Last time I was down with Carl, wasn't that a mural being painted?
Yeah, so the whole side of one side of the building has been completely spray painted, and it's kind of top and tailed with the theatre masks. But everything in between that is somewhere in Salford. So for example, the gasworks is there, right. The cranes are on there. Yeah. What else is on there? I'm trying to think now. The museum's on there.
Lads Club.
What else is on there?
Iconic Salford Lads.
Yeah, it's all iconic kind of... my mind's gone completely blank. You don't want me to waffle on because I'll end up saying something silly.
Waffle away, Ronnie. Save the change the media, innit?
But yeah, it looks great. So there's a bit of a garden area. We're having a bit of a chat about that, actually, because hopefully, now the weather's obviously looking great, no rain. We're looking hopefully for volunteers to help us, keep that garden spruced up.
Get them volunteers shouting out.
Yeah.
If you can help Ronnie, gardening, come down, help the girl.
Yeah.
And the bar, what's its name? I forgot the name of it.
It's the Fourth Wall Bar. So Fourth Wall Bar, but Fourth Wall is a link to theatre. Your audience in theory, that is your fourth wall from an acting perspective. And obviously, when you're in a kitchen sink drama like A Taste of Honey, you don't break it. You don't break that fourth wall. But yeah, the Fourth Wall Bar is used for activities such as our craft session that takes place. We've had people book the space.
I was going to say, can you, just as an outsider, book that area?
You can book that area,
functions?
Yeah, for things like, we've had like tech and tea, things like that out there. We've had a writing group out there when we've been doing some community activity. And the theatre can be booked as well, so yeah.
Right. It's a valuable asset, isn't it, we've got in Salford, really. So what's the future? Have we got forthcoming attractions, Panto, I hope?
Well, yeah, we've got the Panto. Obviously, we've got Taste of Honey in May. We're part of the Greater Manchester Fringe in July. We're just looking at programming performances at the moment, so don't fully know everything that's there, but we've got one great show that's booked in called Baby Brain.
Brain?
Yeah. So that's with Kimberly Nixon. And then in September, we're going to be doing Landscape with Chimneys by Ewan McCall. We've been given the rights to do that. Oh, right. So we're really looking forward to that. The details of that, the full details of that will be out soon. We've had a lot of interest of people wanting to buy tickets. With that, we've not put them out on sale yet. We're just kind of like, obviously, on A Taste of Honey at the moment. This year was really important, obviously, we know it's 100 years of Salford, but for us, it's also the 50th year that the building's been there. Yeah. And so, as always, we wanted to make sure that everything that we were doing was clearly linked to Salford. And so, bringing back A Taste of Honey.
A natural choice, isn't it?
Yeah, and Ewan McCall, because we'd done a project around Landscape with Chimneys, a writing workshop. So my idea was then fully to do the production using professional actors, but also hopefully having a community cast as well.
Are they local actors, are they?
Well, at the moment, we've not done the casting for that. Yeah. So, so Landscape with Chimneys, obviously,
I meant for Taste of Honey.
Oh, for Taste of Honey. We're still casting. Yeah, we're the casting closes on my birthday.
Get some plugs in for this birthday. Saturday, is it?
Yes, yeah.
And is the club open for your party?
I don't have parties anymore. So obviously Taste of Honey casting closes on Saturday, and then we'll look at Landscape with Chimneys at that point. After that, during the summer to hopefully get that cast. And so we're really looking forward to producing that as well. And as you know, Dirty Old Town was created for that play, actually.
Of course, yeah.
So Yeah, so
Have you
it's,
done Hobson's Choice there?
we have done Hobson's Choice in the past. That was a great production as well. Yeah.
Was Scott in it?
He was, yeah, Scott was in it, yeah, and I directed it. Yeah. And the panto's back, like you say.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is. And
That's not yours.
again, dare I
Please, dare it.
sound like I'm, saying the same thing.
Plug it.
Tickets are, again, selling very fast.
What is the production, do we know?
It's Sleeping Beauty. We're about 2,000 tickets in. We have usually about 5,500 people through the door.
Wow, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they've been pre-booked.
Yeah, people, I mean, this may seem really silly, and I'm not lying. I'm in the panto, and sometimes I get messages whilst I've just come off stage saying, when are the tickets on sale for next year? And that is during the run in December.
Well, I love a pantomime.
Yeah.
Even as a kid.
Yeah.
I used to go, my dad, my mum used to take me to the pantomimes on Cross Lane, and it was just like, how can you put it like that? Isn't the old adage, the smell of the crowd or whatever, is a roar of the crowd.
Well, it's a really good...
But I was rabbit in the car.
Yeah, it's a really good kind of production and for children who don't normally go to the theatre, an introduction to theatre.
It's a lovely intimate theatre as well, isn't it? Like, not up in the gods or whatever, not detracting away from that, but it is.
You're very close to your audience, and I think that's what the children love about it, that come, and the groups. I mean, we have adults come in who just book, and adults come to our pantos. We have teenagers who've been coming since they were 7, and they come on stage and they show us photos when they were 7, and now they're 18 or whatever, and they continue to come. So for us, that's really beautiful. We've done our job, I suppose.
I'm going to book tickets. I'm not just saying I will. My grandkids are grown up, though. Well, I'll try and get them to come down. If not, I know a few suitable adults who'll
love the fun.
Well, you don't have to be a kid, do you?
No.
It's just being there.
We have adult groups coming. Yeah.
Well, imagine that.
Our panto is wild, and that's not just the audience. And it is it's a family panto, but
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, oh yes, it is.
Get that one in. What's your role in it? You didn't decide.
I'm probably just going to direct it this year. I think I might be taking a back seat. So yeah, it's a lot to do because obviously I'm in it, and there's not. I'm also looking after the front of house staff and just making sure that everybody's happy and knows what they're doing, I suppose. So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So all the staff, are they all volunteers?
Over panto, we usually get paid staff in. Yeah, we don't. It's not volunteers. Yeah.
So how can people help you? Well, money would help.
Well, we're looking, hopefully, again, I sound like I'm repeating myself, but we're looking again. September was the official, I think September the 6th was the official day in 1976 that the building was officially open. So we're using that day as hopefully organising different kind of events that people can come to. But we are going to do it as a ticketed thing in the hope that we can raise money to put back into the building and back into our creative community hub, which are hopefully free activities for the community to join in, which it helps with, well-being, upskilling, lots of different things, meeting people, connecting, chatting, whatever it may be. So that's what we're hoping to do for the 6th of September,
That's brilliant. I just wish you the best. If you can help Ronnie in any way, volunteering at the club, the gardening.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that.
Or if your child's a budding thespian, take them down, see. But more importantly, support the theatre by visiting the productions. Taste of Honey, first class, and I'll be there. So, and Salford Council don't give any money, I've heard. That's all I'll say. Get your hand in your pocket, damn it. Get took off air now. Ronnie, thanks ever so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I think we've covered every aspect, haven't we?
I hope so.
Did we mention the play?
I think we did. You can check out and buy tickets online at www.salfordartstheatre.com.
And is it your birthday?
It is my birthday. Oh, my God.
Ronnie, thanks ever so much for coming in.
Cheers, thank you.
And we wish you the best of luck. And if Carl and I can help you in any way with, by visiting you, plugging your theatre, we will do that gladly, more than gladly.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for coming in.
Cheers.
Right then, Carl, are we nearly time for VTRing? We took a trip out to Beaulieu Park to have a look at the Beaulieu Park mansion, which will be reopening to the public next Saturday after a multi-million-pound refit. It's built between 1825 and 1827 for Thomas Potter, who was the first mayor of Manchester, a rich textile merchant. And those of a certain age may remember it when it had the Science Museum here. I can still recall taking my children to see the Coal Mining Museum, where it had the fake lift where it rolled around. Yeah, there's a lovely thing for the people of Salford. And I'm so pleased to see that the council have spent multi-million pounds on it to refurbish it. There's going to be a wedding. You can get, it was the registrar office basically, isn't it? But you can get married here in the Potter Suite. There's spaces for offices. There's going to be community spaces. There's a lift been installed at the side. There's ramps been installed, and also the Century Garden has been renovated completely. Has to be said, it was a bit run down before, but now they've made a beautiful job of it, and it'll be a credit to Salford. It really will. And please come and visit on Saturday if you're available. If not, come and get married here. Invite me and Cal. But have a look at it. It's beautiful, honestly. I'm so pleased it's going to be reopening, and it will be another credit to Salford. Grade 2 mansion listed. Come and have a look. Cheers. Got Greengate and Salford, and we're back in the room, and I'm happy to say I'm joined by Mike McCusker, the well-known spelling mistake. McCustard, McCluster. I've heard you call several things.
McSucker's my favourite.
McSucker?
Yeah.
Ah,
Sounds like an Irish vampire. But.
Right, we're here today to talk about all things Irish. And you're the man to tell me these things, Michael. You've got Irish background, haven't you? I know that.
Yeah. So all my brothers and sisters were born in Belfast. Mum and dad born in Omagh. Obviously,
in where? Omagh?
In Omagh, yeah. Well, near Omagh.
Yeah.
Seskinore. Moved across. My dad was born before partition, so he was born in 1920 during the War of Independence, so born in Ireland. Of course, we came across to England in a boat, as people do, to this day. So I grew up in a place called Barrow-in-Furness, but I've always thought of myself as Irish. Yeah. Irish passport, Irish jeans.
Irish t-shirt.
Irish t-shirt, Irish. I'm a big enthusiast of the Irish language, so I've been learning that for about 6 years. So
is it Gaelic, or is that a misconception?
Well, some people get very fussy about people calling it Gaelic. So in English, it's called Irish, and in Ireland, it's called lots of different things. So it's called Gaeilge in the main. That's like the official Gaeilge, yeah. But Gaelic is completely acceptable. In the north, there's 3 different dialects, so people in Ulster, Munster and down in Kerry have different dialects, but can all just about understand each other. Though sometimes it's difficult to understand a Kerry man when he's speaking in English. So I'm, obviously, because my family's all from the north, from Ulster, I'm learning the Ulster dialect.
Good for you.
So, La Elia Padre, son of ditch, which means happy St. Patrick's Day for yesterday.
Did you ever go to St. Patrick's Day?
No, I had it on a train from Luton that was delayed. So it wasn't the best. It wasn't my finest St. Patrick's Day.
I won't ask what you were doing in Luton, trust me.
Looking at roads.
Don't go there. Right, Ireland, the diaspora, potato famine.
Yeah, so there's a big connection between Ireland and Salford itself. I guess, obviously there've been people here forever coming across to England, but numbers started to grow after the Act of Union. So the Act of Union brought the Irish Parliament across into part of the British Parliament. At that same time, there used to be tariffs that would protect the indigenous Irish industries. They all went in about 1820, which obviously Manchester and Salford, mechanisation and new technology meant they could make things cheaper. So basically they killed off the indigenous industries and people...
It's not going well, this, is it?
People came across... Obviously things started about 800 years before that, but so 1820s people start coming across. Obviously these are immigrants that are coming across. They end up in the worst accommodation, the cheapest
Was the
accommodation.
potato famine one of the main reasons for it?
Well, potato famine boosted things hugely. So there's a series. There wasn't just one potato famine. And in Irish, it's called the Gorta Mór, the Great Hunger, really.
Go on. Is it a myth that the English were stockpiling food and it was being taken to England? Or
No,
is
that's true. So
That is true.
During the famine, different times, about 1 million people starved to death. Between 1 and 2 million people left because of the famine.
let them eat grass?
So food was being exported out of Ireland during that time. You had a government at the time that believed in laissez-faire. You know, if we get involved, the Irish will be too lazy. We'll just fatten them up. So they starved to death. During that period of a series of famines that took place, a big famine in 47, huge numbers of people left Ireland. Lots went to America. By 1870, there was more Irish born in Boston than there was in Dublin.
Really?
Yeah, and in Manchester and Salford by that time, we had a bigger Irish-born population than most of the counties in Ireland. So coming across in huge numbers, coming across the Green Gate, really, for Salford, Angel Meadow in Manchester, very poor accommodation. People obviously stuck together. They had the language in common. They were the poorest paid workers. So men, women and children in the mills.
I remember when I was doing some research into Green Gate, and it seemed to be like the melting pot. You had a Chinese community, you had a black community, and there was many race riots there in the 1890s where folks said they're coming here taking our jobs and our women, but it wasn't far removed from that.
No, you got a lot of anti-Irish sentiment because people felt they were driving down the working people's wages because they would work for less. But that's what capitalism is, pitch one group against another group while you increase your profits. So, there were sort of mini riots as well against the Irish that took place. But obviously they played a huge part in the building of the city. Not everyone who dug the canals was Irish. There was big contingents from Scotland, Wales and England as well. But there was a huge number of people. About 1,000 people died during the building of the Manchester Ship Canal.
I'm glad you said that because it's, again, Eccles Pub book, I don't know if you read it, one or two haven't. There was an incident, there was a navvy. His name was Tom Yorkie. That wasn't his real name. They just gave the names of where they came from, Yorkshire, presumably. And he got killed in a fight outside the Ellesmere pub. And no one knew who he was and identified him. And they put an advert in the paper, this man, but it said no photographs. And they took his body in the coffin to the diggings to see if anyone knew him, the women. And anyway, he's buried in a pauper's grave in Peel Green, but
grim hard life, definitely. But my interest in the Irish language, I tried to learn it from a book when I was about 12. I didn't find out until after my mother died that she actually spoke Irish because it just wasn't.
Did you not get on?
It wasn't just one. I mean, they used the odd Irish word, press for a cupboard. I used to confuse friends when my mum would tell them something was in the hot press. I think, what the earth is she talking about? It's an airing cupboard. But a lot of people across Ireland, there's a big Irish language revival going on. Just saw a stat the other day. In 25 years, the number of children going through Irish language, learning through the Irish language in their schools, that's gone up 400% in the north.
What accounts for that? Do you know? Is it just a?
Well, I think
national pride.
It's growing national pride. I mean, obviously, the Republic of Ireland's thriving. It's got like the 4th highest GDP in the world at the moment. Lots of foreign investment going in. There are cultural things that have taken place. Getting films to the Oscars in the Irish language.
Kneecap.
Colin Quinn. Yeah, there's this thing that they call the kneecap effect, basically, which is just that the band, obviously, it's become very well known throughout the world. That's had a huge impact in making it sort of cool again in terms of younger people using it. So you'll find people not necessarily going to evening classes, but they'll start using an Irish word instead of an English word, slán to say goodbye. pinter instead of pint.
I don't think. Let's get back to the Irish when they first settled in Salford in 1850s, 60s onwards. Did the church play a big part in this, the Catholic Church?
Well,
In
churches.
helping the community?
I mean, the church is quite interesting, really. There were churches that you had to pay to go to, Catholic churches.
Really?
So people were like chipping in to build churches. So there's one
Oh, right, yeah,
in Manchester, next to the Lincoln, the big Lincoln
Yeah,
statue.
Brasenose Street.
Just round the corner from that, there's one there that people used to have to
The Hidden
pay
Gem?
to go in. But
Was it the Hidden Gem?
yeah, the Hidden Gem, it's called. Yeah, that's what it's known as. So yeah, a big part of Irish life. I mean, I grew up a Catholic, but in saying that, in terms of the Irish language, there's a kind of forgotten role that the Protestants played back in the sort of 1890s, early 20th century. Played a huge role in trying to revive the language, publishing things in Irish, forming societies.
I always thought they had a bad press.
Yeah, but I mean, the position really that
I'm glad to hear that.
we
They-
take
they
today
keep
is,
them.
I mean, I've got my Irish teacher, one of my Irish teachers, he's called Dr. Ian Malcolm. He's written a book on Protestantism and inclusion and language. He's a journalist. He's on telly over in Ulster, and he's a unionist. He's a unionist. He's a Protestant, but he's got the love of the language. And his came from his father. When he used to ask him, what does this place name mean? Because what happens when you get colonised by the British Empire is they'll try and wipe out your language. Until last year, between 1670 and last year, you couldn't use Irish in a court. So I know you've got a relative in Roscommon who might have gone through the judicial system. And imagine turning up, and if the court was running Irish, and you're just sat there thinking, what the hell is going on?
I discovered that in my family tree. I wasn't ashamed. I was proud in a way, but it was in the 1840s, late 1840s. So it'd be the potato famine era.
Yeah, just before, yeah.
But he was a member of the Molly Maguires.
Oh, yeah.
And they wanted the English out of Ireland.
Well, they wanted land, basically.
Well,
because-
he, according to his court records that I read, he used to go out at night, frightening English landowners, burning crops, terrifying them. We've all done this. he went to an English landowner's house, Dignam, and said he wanted him out of England, Ireland, and he shot him accidentally 6 times. But he was hung in public in Roscommon, outside Roscommon Jail. And I've often wondered what sort of trial he got, if one at all. You know what I mean?
And what language it was in, and whether it was his language.
I saw his confession. He spoke wonderfully for a man who signed his signature with an X. He regretted every action he'd committed in his life, and he wished the British the best of luck with their endeavours.
So I mean, mad things like the Shankill Road is a place in East Belfast. It's sort of it's Protestant Unionist. But it just means old church. Shan means old. Kill, the word for church at that time. So what happened was when the English came across, they just butchered all the names. So they just said, well, that's too difficult for us to say that word, so we'll just call it Blur. So most English names for towns, especially in the north, where they don't have dual sign language, it's just gibberish, really. It doesn't reflect that it's the town that's next to the ford over the river.
Like the bastardised
It's just a
version of it.
blur. And that happened with names as well. So you introduced me as Mike McCustard, which I've had for my whole life. But the weird thing is that my name in Irish should be Mac Oscar.
McCosker.
Mac Oscar. But we changed it because the English were having difficulty saying Mac Oscar. And we changed it to McCusker, and no one gets it right. In fact, my son has changed his name by deed poll back to McCusker because he just got fed up with it.
Has he lived in Japan?
He was in China recently. He's living in China.
So what would Flynn be in that game?
Flynn would be Flynn, I think, yeah.
I was hoping somebody dead wrong.
Well, it wouldn't be written the same. There's no Y in Irish, there's no K in Irish, there's no...
son of, isn't it?
Yeah, so, yeah, O or
That'd
Mac,
be dad then.
or Nee.
I'll go Flynn.
There's female versions of Mac as well. Nee and E.
Oscar, the Irish won an Oscar, didn't they? The Hamlet. The lady.
Best actor, Jessie. Yeah, so she's from Killarney, so I think they opened the pubs in the middle of the night. So it was absolutely pandemonium in the town when she won it.
Was there a large Irish, well, in the 50s when they were building the motorways and things like that, there was a large Irish community come over then, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
McAlpine's Fusiliers.
Yeah, well, if you think of all the names of all the construction companies, you know, so many of them are Irish.
Oh, weren't they?
Yeah, so they came across, they played a huge role in, you know, there's a famous song, Building England Up and Tearing It Down. Basically, they're doing all the demolition work and the replacement work. Yeah, so in terms of music, I mean, I was in a band, I was in a punk band originally, and then in a band in the 80s.
Tiergarden.
Tiergarden,
Oh, I've heard of them.
Contemporaries of the Smiths. But during that time, we put on our own gigs, we organised our own tours and everything, but we also started putting on other bands. So in 86, we were running a working men's club in Barrow-in-Furness on a Thursday night, and we just thought we must be able to get bands from out of town. So because we were only 100 miles from Manchester, they could come and go. They didn't have to stay. So we had like the Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, Primal Scream, Primal Scream out of Manchester, they're Scottish, but James.
They all played at the working.
They all played, yeah. They used to send a rider to the thing that they wanted us to provide for them on top of paying
did
them.
you?
We never gave them anything that they asked for. My mum used to make cheese sandwiches and Kestrel Lager was the cheapest lager money could buy, so they all got their Kestrel Lager.
No blue M&Ms.
No blue M&Ms. So we knew how to put on gigs, and then many years later, there's an American band called Death Cab for Cutie that I really like.
Is their name from the Bonzo Dogs?
It is, yeah. That's where the name comes from. They just Ben, the singer, chose it as a joke, really, and he got stuck with it. So he's still stuck with the name now. Their 11th album's just coming out. They've had American number ones, but they were playing England, and they're supposed to be playing the Roadhouse, and the thing fell down. So I contacted them, and I said, I can put on a show. So I put on their first show at the Star and Garter in Manchester.
Oh, right.
It was a sellout. It was great.
It's a big
And
Smith,
I said,
yeah.
do you want to? You can stay with us if you want. So they kicked in our house. And just before they were leaving, I said, I'll take a quick photograph. So they just sat down as they were, took a photograph, they left. And then I started putting up other bands.
Was this the sofa sessions?
It's called the Death Couch.
Death Couch?
Yeah, so
obviously it's homage to them.
Yeah.
No one's OD'd
no
on
one's
it.
OD'd on it. But
Yet.
So they were on a record label called Barsook. Anytime a Barsook band was coming over, I'd say I can put you up, or I'll try and put on a gig or whatever. So, and that kind of evolved.
I've got to mention this. I mentioned to a lady friend last night that Fontaine's DC had stayed at your house.
Yeah, the Fontaines stayed.
Tell it all. Tell me, how did this come about?
Well, I was at work one day, just listening to an American radio station called KXP, and this song played. I thought, that is brilliant. So then I sort of Googled them, presuming they were American. Turned out they're from Dublin, or based in Dublin at the time. So I messaged them and just said, hey, I've just heard your song on this radio station in Seattle. This is about 2020, was it before that?
COVID.
About before COVID, so this is before COVID. And so they said, cheers, thanks for letting us know. And I said, if you ever come across to Manchester, look, we can put you up. And they said, do you run a boarding house or something like that? I said, no, but we can squeeze in 5 people easy. So, so sure enough, they were playing Dot to Dot. They played at the Night and Day the first time they played Manchester. So they said, can we stay? So I said, yeah. And then they contacted me again, so can we stay? So they stayed 3 times.
Really? 3 times?
I'm not joking, the nicest bunch of lads. The manager's called Trev. He's a really good guy as well. So they played 3 times.
I visited your house once. You were in.
Yeah.
I like to state that he was in, verbally. You still have a fantastic record collection. Did they gift you their singles? Or
Well, no, I bought their singles before they came, but while they were there, I said, "Oh, lads, just sign these with you." So the first 3 singles they self-released. So I've got fully signed self-released. They're going for like 1,500 quid a pop now these days.
I've got to admit, the first time I saw them...
I've still got them. I'm not selling them.
No, a long time now. The Jules Holland show, when they did a Hero's Death.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away by that. And I feel guilty in not having seen them before.
Yeah, I've seen them lots of times. I went across to see them play in Dublin as well on the home turf. They played.
Did you get on the gas list?
I've got a free T-shirt once. The thing is, when you put on these bands like Death Cab for Cutie, they know who you are. Do you know what I mean? Because they've stayed at your house. But
who else has stayed?
Death Cab for Cutie, the Fontaines, an Irish band called Imlay who played in our house. That was great. They sing in Irish as well. You might have Matthew Cause, a band called Nada Surf had a massive hit. Yeah. So Matthew from Nada Surf, he stayed and played at our house.
I assume your wife's dead happy with this.
She's got a 2-night rule, which is basically anyone can stay, but no one stays more than 2 nights. But there's an American band called Fantagram. Fantagram.
Right.
So they've been going for a number of years, but they came over to stay because we were playing at the Castle. They're like an electronic trip hop kind of outfit, but they came back after the gig, and the singer Sarah got very ill.
As in?
No, as in food poisoning. Ill.
Not yours.
So they were doing this European tour, and the thing that was paying for the whole tour was one night in a Moscow club. That was paying for the whole tour, basically. Wow. So they had to do the gig.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the night after they played in Manchester. It was the night after that. So there's this strange Teams meeting takes place between their manager, their record company. We were included in it, and they're saying, right, this is what the plan is. Sarah's got to stay with Mike and his family, and the rest of the band will get all the gear across to Moscow, and then Sarah gets as well as she possibly can and get her on the plane the next day. So I went to my local GP and saying, I've got this thing where I'm feeling, because they weren't covered for any health stuff. So we managed to get her just about walking.
So it's a drug story, isn't it?
It is drug related. But
the gig went on.
They got to Moscow and they made the money and they did their tour. In fact, they're back here at the academy in a few months. But so the next time you see them after you've put them on, they're your best mates. 3 years down the line, there've been 8 million people. I recognise that guy from somewhere.
Was it the Cardinals you went to see last week?
Oh, Cardinals, I went to see them. They didn't stay or play at our house. It's really fun. Putting on a show in your house is a great way to see a band, for other people. People arrive at the door.
20.
Get 40 in.
40?
Yeah, they're up the stairs. They're like in the lobby. House, exactly. So people are crammed in, which gives it a good atmosphere anyway. But then...
Don't tell me you've got a bar flogging drink.
No. Bring your own beer, so it's a cheap night. The ticket money goes to the band. But people's faces when they're walking in, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the gig in here. Just squeeze in by the stairs, mate, you'll be fine. But we've got more and more professional. Like we've got lights and our good friend Pete Evans, So Pete, we get his PA down. So there's a band PA in my front room. The neighbours are great.
I'm going to say about the neighbours.
Yeah, lots of neighbours come. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just a great way to see a band. It's just really good fun.
Kneecap not stayed?
Well, I thought about that. You know what I mean? But because of their reputation, we decided that we wouldn't invite them to stay. Well, that's not true, actually. I did invite them to stay, but that was later on.
They've done so much for the Irish culture, haven't they, in the last few years, highlighting the
absolutely.
Irish
I mean, they are
culture.
a propaganda machine, as they call it themselves. Do you know what I mean? I really, really like them. I came to Kneecap from the Irish language. I was looking for bands who sang or rapped in the Irish language that would help me So that's how I came to them. But they're hilarious people, really, really funny shows that they put on. Just, great dance music. And never been convicted of anything. Tried lots of times.
Same here. Never proven, whatever the word is.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, I admire doff my cap for the music, for all things that you do. But yeah, well done that.
Oh no, I'll have to plug my album.
I was just going to say, you've not got an album coming out of you, Michael. Have you got it with
funnily
you?
enough, I haven't got it with me because it's still being made. So we got contacted by this label called Castles in Space. Now most of the time they do ambient type, very interesting
Trance, hip-hop,
music. They've had albums in the album charts, but the guy who runs it used to be in bands in Barrow when I was in Barrow.
Big in Barrow?
It's big in Barrow. So he said,
The Dizzy Heights.
it's a shame you guys never put an album out. Why don't we put one out? So that's coming out later this year. So that's been really interesting, just digging tapes out of the garage and sending them off. And they've had a guy, like a musicologist from former BBC archivist, try to bring them back to life so you could actually play them. They're putting the artwork together now. So that should be out later this year. So I'm looking forward
Are
to
all
that.
the band members alive? I don't mean...
We lost one of our band members, a guy called Guy, who's one of our keyboardists. Yeah, unfortunately he passed away. But the rest of us are just about hanging in there.
Has it got a working title?
I think it's going to be called The Tier Garden.
Tier or T?
Tier Garden. So yeah, we were legends in our own lunchtime. We got the obligatory
Barrow,
play on John Peel.
Did you really?
It was very complimentary. So we've actually stolen what he said about us.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the album, introducing one of the tracks.
Is it going to be on vinyl? Or?
Yeah,
Oh,
vinyl,
great.
yeah.
I'll have a copy of that, 'cause I still collect my vinyl.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. Get it on camera, I'll pay for it. I will. Oh, I'm trying to think what else we can talk about, Michael. We've got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Should we boil an egg?
Okay, I can tell you some stories of people
Please.
staying in the house.
Yeah, that's what I want
we
to
had
hear.
this. I talked about this band called Imlay. So they're like a collective, but they've got this fantastic.
Would any of
singer
them rock
called-
and roll rioters, or were they all very well behaved? Any band?
Oh, I'll tell you right a story, but
Afghan
from the 80s. But so Roisin, who's their singer, has got this fantastic voice. They're playing in our house, so they were staying as well, and they had to stay for 2 nights because it was cheaper for them to fly over when United weren't playing. So they came the day before. But Roisin was like quite petite woman, and we got quite stiff locks on the doors. So she's
I think I know where this is
constantly
going.
getting these texts like, I'm stuck in the bathroom. Can you get me out of the bedroom? So we had to keep it. But in terms of rioters' gigs, the nicest people to play when we were doing the club nights in the 80s, in 86, were James. They were absolute dream of people to work with. Absolutely
Still
fantastic.
going on.
The worst.
This is what we want. Mondays.
We had the Stone Roses. Well, we had the Mondays as well. But when the Stone Roses played, they were biggish in Manchester, but nowhere else in the country. And they were supporting a band called The Shaman. Do you remember The Shaman? Yeah. We lost money on this gig, by the way. We had The Shaman supported by the Stone Roses, and we managed to lose money because it was Barrow. But so they came on, and people were being polite enough, but they weren't getting this
Vibe.
They weren't getting the adoration that they were getting at Manchester at this time. So they stormed off after.
Didn't want to be adored.
They stormed after 4 songs. I might have done 5 songs, and disappeared. When we came out, they blamed the sound guy. They said he'd given them a bad mix, which is what everyone says when they're playing.
Well, yeah, understandable.
But
my fault on bobbins.
when we came out, not saying who was involved in it, but the sound guy's van, someone had put his windows in, put gravel in his tank and let his tyres down.
Really?
Who knows? Who knows who that could have possibly been?
Ian Brown hanging out in shame. Can't blame Manny, can we, bless him?
Yeah, but it might have been because of the Kestrel Lager, that might have been the thing.
Well, it's a
Pushed
heady
him over
brew,
the
isn't
edge.
it? Yeah, it's strange things to man. I've done it on a week. Oh my God. So who else has stayed? Any We love the rock and roll vignettes, don't we?
Yeah.
Make 'em up.
Everyone's really polite because
Well,
they know you're in
someone's
someone
house,
else's
aren't
house.
they?
There's
Yeah,
kids
house
there, there's
rules,
cats there. You know, they take their shoes off. Oh, that's one thing. You go into a rock and roll gig in our
Shoes
house,
off.
shoes off at the door. No, we've got those like CSI booties that you can put over your shoes if you've got like.
Just in case his blood and vomit. And
No.
Other rock
Just,
associated things.
just if people are forgotten to put socks on or wearing odd socks in a bit.
I preferred my version. Blood and vomit.
No. Oh, Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie managed to break my shower.
Did he really?
He came down in the morning like he's holding the shower head in his hand. And funny enough, one time when they were playing at the academy, the big academy, he spotted me in the crowd and said, "Oh, this is Mike McCusker. I broke his shower and I haven't apologised."
Rock and roll fame, isn't it?
Yeah. They are nice.
I broke your shower.
Death Cab are really nice guys as well.
They're playing soon, aren't they, again?
Yeah, well, it's not until September. I think it's September the 19th. Tickets on sale.
I think you plugged it,
tomorrow.
didn't you?
What's that?
I think you plugged it, didn't you, on the Facebook?
I
saw someone
just
plug it.
ticked that I was going, so
Yeah.
it must have popped up on your feed. But yeah, always a great show. 11th album,
11th?
11th studio album. They've got some live albums as well. But yeah, great band.
Well done. Michael, thanks for coming on.
Great,
Ever so
thank you for
much,
having
and
me.
explaining all things that we needed to know. I'm
Yeah.
thinking we didn't need to know about Ireland and things. Next week's show, we've got Caroline Kelly from the Salford 100 events organiser. She's going to tell us how you can apply for money. I doubt it. And what events are coming on in Salford? There's going to be, well, I think you know a lot about this, wouldn't you, Michael? A lot of events coming on throughout the place.
Yeah.
Funding. But she's going to come on, she's going to tell us all about that. And also, the other guest will be Chris Kelly, no relation. He's a volunteer at this club, and he's one of the funniest men I've ever met. He really is funny. We saw I forgot his name, the foul mouth from Peter Kay, what do you call it, mind reader, Clinton Baptiste.
Oh, yeah.
And he upstaged him. He was so funny. So yeah, Chris Kelly and Caroline Kelly, guests next week. No relation, but thanks for watching. And viewing figures are going up, I'm happy to say. I don't know why. Watch again next week, and we'll have some more fun guests and frivolities, hopefully. Cheers for watching. Thank you. Bye.